So now we would see about participants in software development. Okay, whoever the participants, okay, which involved while developing a software or software project. Okay, actually there are three participants are there. First one is software managers, second one is customers, third one is practitioners. These are the three participants which involved while developing a software project. Clear? So, why software manager? What is the need of him? Why he involved? He participated in that software because, okay, he will. I mean, he manages about the budget of a project. So, what is the first role of a software manager? He manages the budget, whatever the project we are developing. So that the developed project will control under a budget. So to control that budget, one manager we need. That manager is called a software manager. Not only for budget management. Okay, he is every day he is monitoring the project progressing of that project, okay, and the quality of that project and some schedule when this project is going to finish, okay, like that, such things of a projects, and also time to market, so whether it is finished in time, and we will return this project to the customer, whoever ordered for this software. So these are all the responsibilities are handled by a software manager here. Okay, the software manager manages budget related things and project plans and project schedules, and also, okay, progressing of a project, and what is the quality, how it will be, so quality of a project, okay, etc. These are the roles of a software manager. And coming to a customer, so customers means these are the users, whoever use the developed project. Okay, so based on this, so customer is one of the participant while developing a software. Why? Because, so I suppose I want to order a software, okay, for my business sake. I want to improve my business. So for that sake, okay, I have ordered, or I have some ordered one project to software company. So based on my requirement, okay, they'll develop the project. Not only my requirement, and my some of my customers also give some suggestions related to that project, what they are what they are wanting, and accordingly the developers will develop the project. Okay, so customers also involved while developing a project. Clear? Customer play major role. Why? Because he, why? Because of his wish, or otherwise because of his interest we are developing the project. So he may have different views or different thoughts for developing on a project. So that's why he is also a one of the participant, that is customer. Third one is practitioners. Practitioners in the sense, who knows the who knows the coding, okay, who are the technical persons to develop a project. Practitioners in the sense, the technical persons to who developed a project. The technical persons is called a practitioners. These are the three participants of a software development. Clear? And coming to next one is software issues. So software issues in the sense problems associated with software development are not just restricted to software that does not function, but it also includes. Actually, while developing some project in a software, okay, we may get some issues. Those are called developing issues. Okay, while developing a software we may get some kind of problems or errors while developing that one. Okay, so those are a small issues while developing a project. Apart from that issues, we are having more three or more two important number of issues. What are those? Coming to first one, how we develop a software. So how we are developing our software? The developed software is work in this real-time environment or not. Okay. So work according to a interest of users or not. It will give the competition in market or not. So like that, by taking on these doubts, these questions into a uh, uh, into practice, and also they will develop a project. That is first point. In general cases, while developing any project, anything, we are getting some problems, some issues. Okay, those are called developing issues. So at the time, maybe lack of coding errors may come, or otherwise some function errors may come. What are the function errors? If we are designing a project for addition purpose, it may give subtraction calculations. So that is also a functioning errors, which means, so if we write a program for addition, so addition of three numbers, but that program will allow only two numbers. It won't allow the third number into calculation. So such kind of errors are called the functional errors. So like that, while developing a small project or big project, we are having many okay errors or some hurdles. Okay, by overcome all those things only, okay, we should develop our project. That is our criteria. And here not only those, okay, not only those, while developing your project you must okay, keep in your mind, you should you need to keep some points, some more points in your mind and develop those projects. What are those? First, how we support a growing volume of existing software. Okay, now we have developed one software. Okay, at the starting time, so only few users will be, maybe only few users will use that project. But later, okay, after some 1 year or after 2 years, users are increased. Okay, users are increased to that software, means automatically data also increased. How to manage that one? Okay, so if the data is increased, and for existing software, how to handle that one? Okay, so for example, nowadays I'm using one phone. Okay, suppose my phone capacity, memory capacity is suppose 32 GB or something. Okay, if I want to more memory into my mobile, what I have to do? May I need to change a phone, or otherwise no need of changing this phone? Is there any alternatives or extensions to increase my memory, to increase the memory capacity of your phone? Okay, this is one kind of question. Okay, whenever I purchased my phone, that capacity is very low. Okay, so if suppose I want to increase the memory capacity of my phone, what I have to do? There is a two solutions. First solution is, you must change your phone and take a new phone which has high memory like that. And second one is, no need to go for a new phone. Directly you can increase, or by adding one memory code to your phone, automatically Okay, you should increase your memory capacity of your phone. So like that, if after developing a project, okay, after developing a project, if that project needs more and more okay, features, what should you have to do? At that time, you need to go for some modifications, okay, for the existing software. Okay, so like that in future, suppose now I am developing one software now, okay, based on a real time or based on a customer's need, okay, but in future if I want to modify this software, is it possible or not? Okay, compulsory, okay, by adding that feature also to the project, then you should develop your project. Okay, that is the situation here. Okay, with the time automatically needs of a customer or needs of a users may increased. So accordingly how it will be store the data, how it will increase the capacity of that particular software or that particular project. Okay, that is the second point. And coming to third point, how we keep pace with growing demand for more software. So which means this is also related to same. Okay, how to increase the capacity or size of your software, or what memory size. Okay, if nowadays only 10 users are there, after some day 2 20 users, day 3 30 users. Okay, like that the users may increase while using a app. So after 2 years how many number of users are increased? So to support those number of users, how to expand our project memory, okay, memory of a project, and how to support the, okay, how to increase the performance to the all users. Okay, like that many features are, okay, come across while discussing a existing software, okay, in future software. So these are the growing demands, how to handle these growing demands of a software in future. Okay, these are all the issues of a software while developing. Clear? While developing a software based on today's calculations and today's things, whatever we have, but it may not support in future. Okay, if the project will be support in future also, then you should do some things, modifiable things in future also. Okay, for that sake, you will keep these all things in your mind and develop a project. Okay, so that is the software issues. And coming to the next topic, new categories. Okay, software categories. So in general, here there are 4 categories of softwares are there. First one is open world computing. Second one is net sourcing. Third one is open source. And fourth one is ubiquitous computing. These are all the 4 different new categories of softwares. Coming to first one, open world. Okay, what is open world software here? In this open world software, now we are going to exchanging the data or sharing the data between multiple number of systems. Okay, nowadays softwares are supporting, okay, open sharing of data. For example, now now I'm sharing you a one syllabus copy. Assume that now I'm sharing you a one syllabus copy. Automatically you will be shared that syllabus copy to everyone in your group. Okay, like that. So if one thing is there, okay, we can change, we can exchange. Nowadays information is exchanging, okay, a lot with by using wired networks or wireless networks. That is secondary. Okay, if we want to download something, we are downloading. Okay, lots of information. Okay, why? Because this is open world. In this open world, if we have the system, if we have a net in that system, okay, we are downloading, we are sending any kind of information to anybody. Okay, communication, changing the data from one place to another place, and not changing, sharing the data from one system to another system, one person to another person. Okay, it's not only a single photo, it's not only a single file. We are transferring some GBs of data per day. So that is called a open world computing. So this is one kind of software. Next software is net sourcing. Net sourcing in the sense, by using internet, world wide web, by using internet also we are, okay, sharing the information. So by suppose if I want to keep my all the files, means I may open one my personal website, or I may use one personal Dropbox to save a documents, or otherwise some multimedia web albums. Okay, web albums, something to save my pics. Okay, by using NetSource also I'm doing many tasks. Okay, what is net sourcing here? Okay, by using word www, so we are saving, we are transferring the much amounts of data. So if I am using a Dropbox, what is Dropbox? It is a area like email. Okay, in this Dropbox we can save our certificates or documents, any kind of documents. And some free web albums site is there. So what it is, it will provide a memory space to us to save a pictures, our personal pics, or otherwise videos like that. Okay, so this is the second category of a software. Through websites also, through www also we can do any, we can perform the tasks or sharing the information, or we can directly save the information into the clouds. And third kind of software is open software. What is the third kind of software here? Open software. So what this open software in the sense, if we want to use some softwares, okay, they must be licensed ones. Okay, if you want to work with some softwares, that software should be a licensed one. If you want to use that, you must purchase. Okay, some softwares are free softwares. Okay, no need of purchasing, no need of purchasing any softwares. Okay, directly, okay, directly we'll download that softwares and we'll use into our system. No need of purchasing. Okay, some kind of Photoshop. So if we want to edit your photos by using a Photoshop, those are, some are free online Photoshops are available, some of paid Photoshops are available. Which one will we use? Basically free only. Okay, like that, if you want to execute some programs also, if you want to learn some programs also, some languages also, okay, in online, there may be some free courses or some are the some of the paid courses. So like that also, this is the one kind of software. So either licensed version or free versions. Licensed version in the sense paid versions. Okay, for example, some Oracle or Sun Microsystems, if we want to, maybe there is a charge for Sun Microsystems also. If you want to install such kind of things into our college or into our personal systems, we may pay something. Okay, so that is called open source software. Next one is ubiquitous computing. In this computing, now we are going to transfer the data or do any kind of work by using wireless networks only. Okay, in this kind of computing, we are transferring the data by using wireless networks only. In day-to-day market, for every gadget is developed, okay, without a wire. Nowadays, any gadget, so that will be developed without a wire. So that gadgets are called wireless networks. So if you want to develop such kind of gadgets, we are going for this kind of, we are going to use this kind of softwares, and this is one kind of softwares here we are discussing. Wireless gadgets or wireless networking. This is about software categories. The next small topic in our this one is legacy software. What is legacy software actually? The older programs are referred to as legacy software. So the older programs, the older versions, okay, and the older technology, whatever we have used in our olden days, the technology is called a older, it has that old technology has old programs. Okay, 517 you may leave. Okay, next. What is legacy software? In the sense, oldest technology software is called a legacy software. Nowadays, that legacy software should be improved day to day. Why? Because already we have discussed this one in software issues. Software issues means whatever the software we have developed, that supports only, I mean, that developed because today's needs. That developed based on today's needs itself. Okay. So if we want to use that same software, if we want to develop that same software in future purposes also, we must change something into that. So why we are needing a, why we need the changes? Why we should change the old software technologies or systems? Okay, this is the question here. If we have a old version phone, so why we want to change that old version phone? Because that software must be adapted to meet the needs of a new computing environments or technology. Which means I have a old phone. Suppose in that old phone I want to, okay, I want to install some app. Is it possible? Is it support? No. So if we have a old phones, 10 years back some phones we have in that phones. So suppose if I want to install a PUBG game, okay, is it possible to install? No, it doesn't support to install a PUBG game. So that's why we must change a software. So that software must adapt to meet the needs of new computing environment or new technology. Okay, if you will change that old version phone or technology into that phone, automatically it is get ready to install PUBG game also. Okay, PUBG game is a new technology game. Okay, assume like that. So if you want to install that one, first thing, either you should change your phone or otherwise you must change the technology of that phone. So by doing these two things only, okay, you can use your old version phone nowadays. And coming to the second point, software must be enhanced to implement new business requirements. Okay, what is the need to change the old version of software? Okay, to enhance, to implement new business requirements. Okay, so softwares also using in our business applications or purposes. So to support that requirements also, you should improve your old version to new version. See that third point, Software must be extended to make interoperable with other more modern systems or databases, which means these are need to extended because of exchanging of information from your system to some other systems, modern systems. Okay, now my phone has the capacity to store 10 movies, but the same features has the old phones? No. Okay, suppose I want to transfer this movies information to old technology phones. They are ready to save that this much of information into that phones? No, it won't support. Okay, maybe. So like that, some differences. Okay, we will find some differences by using old technologies and new technologies. That's why always the old technologies should be what upgraded or updated with new technologies. Clear? The last point is software must be re-architectured to make viable within a network environment. So it will handle the okay every kind of data transferring or something data saving or something, whatever the some business purposes, whatever the purposes related to a present technology or future technology, accordingly we will change our old technology or old programs. That is the concept of legacy software. Clear? And up to this till this legacy software, now these are all small things related to a software. So why? Because these are the first concept is nature of a software. In the nature of the software we have learned software issues, software definitions and some old softwares. Okay, what are the new categories of softwares, etc. These are all small concept into your but nature of a software. Up to now first concept is finished. Coming to our second concept. Okay, this is the second concept in our software engineering, that is the unique nature of web applications, web apps. The unique nature of web applications. Till now we have discussed a nature of a software. Clear? So already you know what is web apps. Okay, web apps are developed, okay, developed for self standalone systems and also some corporate systems. So some apps are developed that is useful for a single single user or multiple number of users. Nowadays everything is a web application. Is it clear? Okay, based on that only we are going to okay do or performing daily tasks by sharing the information or by transferring the money to somebody. So like that many works are doing by using a web applications. Okay, so that purpose, that sake we are learning the nature of web apps here. So web apps have evolved into a sophisticated computing tools that not only provide standalone functions. Okay, it's not only for a single system, single user systems to the end user, but also have been integrated with the corporate databases and business applications. So this by using these web apps also some business are running. Okay, the following attributes are found in majority of web apps. So those are, first one is network intensiveness. What is the first one here? Network intensiveness. Web apps resides on a network and must serve the needs of a different community of clients, which means network intensiveness in the sense, suppose if we are accessing for looking a information which means some results. If you got one results or 1-2 results. Now you are going to access the server of a Giant UK. Okay, it should be available to each and every one of you, not only you. I mean, around 40 to 50 colleges are there under a Giant UK. So this network or the facility should be, I mean it will be available to maximum 40 participants. I mean, not 40 colleges participants to see their results. Clear? So what network should support the needs of a different people, different clients. Okay, at a time, suppose he may release second year results, third year results, final year results in one day. So what happens? All are trying to access the Giant UK portal itself to see their results. Okay, so there are different users, second years, third years, final years, like that. But that network should be available for anyone. Okay, so I mean we are accessing through that one. So it will give it is giving the results too. So because of this facility, okay, because of this nature, we are using the web applications. And second one is concurrency in the sense multiple users or multiple transactions are, okay, performing on a single thing. Also it's giving a exact results, which means you are accessing for your second year results, third year boy is accessing for third year results, and it will give exact results. Multiple numbers of people are working on a single JNTU portal also. Okay, it will give the exact results to each and every student. It won't show. If you will ask for a, okay, 5C7 data or subjects information, it won't show the 5C notes information. Is it clear? So whatever you are asking for, so it will show the results accordingly only. Okay, this is the concurrency in the sense parallel transactions. It will give the information to many people. And also unpredictable load. Okay, already we have discussed now, if not only second year, third year, final year, including those results, he may release even supplies also. I mean, assume that, okay, with regular results at the same time supply results also released. Okay, and he may, I mean, like that also. So unexpected load may be, okay, involved into these web applications, even though they'll support such kind of, I mean, such kind of, it can handle the such kind of unpredictable load things also. Next one, performance. What is the fourth one? Performance. Performance should be the high in always. Okay, if we are using something, it will show the results in a fraction of seconds. Okay, if I'm asking for something, it will show in fraction of seconds. Otherwise, I may go for some other app. That is depends upon the performance of that particular app. Now I'm using some app, firstgrade.com. I'm using the app firstgrade.com. Assume that in that firstgrade.com, I'm searching for a some baby boys shoes or something. If I'm searching that one, it will show the results immediately. Okay, that means that is the performance of that particular website. If it doesn't show the results immediately, automatically I may go for some Amazon or otherwise some Flipkart, etc. Okay, so if the performance is low, automatically customer may deviate to some other apps. To overcome that, the performance of a web app should be the more and more. And availability, even though availability in the sense, whenever I'm interested to use that particular website, it always ready to open, it always ready to show everything whatever there in that particular website, web app. Okay, I'm looking for this, that, something, anytime it is available to me. Okay, and also Okay, each and every option should readable by me. Then only I'll use that such kind of apps, isn't it? If we can't understand the words of that particular app, do we use such kind of apps? No. Okay, those are first of all, those each and every option in that readable by me and understand by me. And also anytime if I want to search for something, so it will be available for me 24/7. Okay, so like that, availability of web apps should be more important. Next one, data driven. Data driven in the sense it is ready to show the text data, video data, audio data, graphics data to users. Any kind of data it can carry. This web apps must carry the any kind of data. Okay, so it may be a audio, video, or anything. So which means data driven. Next one is content sensitive. Content sensitive in the sense quality of a content. And also the last point is, see here, if last point, aesthetics. Aesthetics also coming under the content sensitive, which means the what look and looking, if we see something, so that should be, I mean, that should give a good feel. While looking on that, it should give a good feel. If you open some website, it has some dark colors or something, pictures, some, I mean, nasty pictures are also available in that one. Okay. So like that is there means we won't go and we won't access some web applications. If those are, okay, those are very, what nice to see also, then we will look some web applications. So while designing the web applications, they must care about these points also. Okay, if one customer will open that particular app, so how should it will feel? If I'm opening some devotees what web applications or channels, it should be the peaceful to me. Okay, showing the information to related to the god itself. Okay, or god tours, or some advertisements also related to that particular god only. Then okay, I may feel happy to see such kind of channels. Okay, nowadays we are watching some bhakti channel or some what channel related to your god. So in that channels almost okay, I mean, he's presenting related to a god videos, god temples, and I mean, related to a movie. If he won't I mean, telecast movies, so like that, any information related to god also he is providing to the users. And also some ads also will come in between. Some that advertisements will also have, okay, related to that god's I mean, things only. So like that, so those whatever the web apps we will develop, those are the content sensitive and also aesthetics. So these are the 2 points. Next one is continuous evaluation. Continuous evaluation in the sense, if we want to use these apps for future purposes also, so that should be support for us. Next one is immediacy. Immediacy in the sense already we have discussed in performance, which means so whatever the, I mean, we are expecting some, we are expecting the data immediately from that website, or we are retrieving the data from that websites also, it will give immediate response. Okay, and also it will be, suppose one phone is launching in 7 days. Suppose they have one what Redmi phone company had released a advertisement, we are going to launch this phone is within a week, like that. Automatically some other company also get ready to launch another phone. Okay, so it is immediate action. Okay, then only they'll be in the market, otherwise they can't stay, or they can't give the competition to other company. So such kind of things, okay, it is react to the, okay, immediate actions to market. That is called immediacy. Next, security. Security in the sense, nowadays we are using our phones and laptops, no, but we feel that those are very secured, our data is very secured like that, but it's not exact truth. So whatever we are using, the phones or laptops or our computers also, okay, anybody, I mean, with permission of, with permission, so anyone can access our data and information. And also, hackers, whatever the black hackers are there, na, they will also access our data. Okay, exactly. Our data will not be safe in our gadgets. Okay, better to not keep secret things in our phone and computer. Okay, and not, don't share the information to, secret things to your friends too. While sending that information, also it may get hacked. Okay, so such kinds of, problems will occur in real society. So, but even though here, network, in network or in computers or in what mobiles, or each and every app also having its own individuality or security. Okay, so they are providing some security features. But nowadays we are transferring the money from our bank to some other bank, or otherwise to our friends. Okay, or otherwise we are using some apps, third party apps, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. Now we are transferring our information or our amount from others. Okay, why? Because we trust that we have a security on that, that's why we are transferring. Okay, okay, if everything is cool, okay, at the security also, we have what, reached that one, otherwise some problem will arise. So this is about security. Okay, because of these attributes, okay, the web apps, nowadays we are using the web applications in our daily life. This is about today's class.